guys, Lisa here. I wanted to show you guys, I have this beautiful rhododendron tree behind me, except it's not looking so beautiful anymore. The flowers are starting to die away and we have a lot of them on the ground. So as you can see, a lot of the flowers have fallen to the ground from this rhododendron tree that we have. It's the flowering season is kind of, the window of them looking beautiful is kind of ending. So, I mean, it's kind of just raining rhododendron leaves, right? Rhododendron flowers right now. So I know that you can use the rhododendron leaves as a dye, as a natural dye. I also know that they're toxic, so please do not eat these and do not prepare these. Anytime you're doing a dye, do not use a pot that you are going to be cooking food in. Always have a dedicated dye pot. But I cannot find anything about the flower. So I figure I'm at least gonna go ahead and pick these up. See, a few more just fell off the tree. I'm at least gonna go ahead and collect these. And at some point I might just do an experiment to see if we do get any color from these. We're supposed to get kind of a yellowish green from the rhododendron leaves themselves. So I would also expect something similar from the flowers. I know the flowers are a beautiful purple color, and I would love to say we would get a purple or reddish or pinkish color yarn, but I really don't think we're likely to get anything other than a yellowish green, if we're lucky enough to get anything at all. So I just wanted to show you and make sure that I got this on video now, because I don't know if I'm gonna get to testing this out anytime soon, because I actually just don't have any yarn right now, so I need to place another order for yarn. But yeah, by the time I get around to this, there's not going to be any flowers on the tree, so I figured I'd just show you guys that. All right, bye. You guys, I have this whole medium-sized paper bag full of rhododendron blossoms that had fallen all over the ground, and there's still plenty more that are going to be falling within the next week. So now what I need to do is figure out what to do with these. Okay, so yesterday and today I went around the in front of the rhododendron bush, and all of these flowers had fallen off. So I've got this huge dye pot full of flowers, and when you're gonna dye with flowers, the more the better. I cannot find anything that says you can dye from the flower part of the rhododendron. I find all kinds of sources talking about the leaf part. So this is a true experiment. I do not think we're gonna get a purple. I do not think we're gonna get a pink. I really don't know what we're gonna get. Probably some kind of yellow. But what I'm gonna do is I am going to fill this with water, and then we are going to lightly, very slowly simmer it. Just a really gentle simmer. I'm not gonna bring this one to a boil. You have to be so careful with the flowers, because as soon as you accidentally boil them, the color, they just get burnt and the color goes away, and yeah. So here we go. So many flowers in here. So I feel like even if it doesn't produce a beautiful color, well, the only way to really know is to try it. And these are just all on the ground anyway, so may as well. Okay, so I've got this all filled up with water, and now I'm going to bring it over to the stove and cover it and just put the heat on really, really low and just keep checking on it for a long time. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update on how this dye bath is going. I have had this rhododendron flower petals simmering on a very low heat for 4 hours now, and look at this color I'm getting. So I'm not really sure, maybe a very light beige or very pale pink maybe we'll get. I don't know. I'm so curious, and I'm really wanting to know why I cannot find any resources on dyeing with anything except the rhododendron leaves. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I've got going on. I feel really bad now. I killed a bug. Well, alright, we'll take him out. Poor guy. Well, I guess he's back in. Yeah, there's a bug in here. Here we go. A boiled bug. Trying to get him back. I lost him. Come on, bug. Sometimes that happens, I think. So yeah, I'm doing this very low because I didn't want to kind of kill the flowers by too much heat. So I've just got it on low to 1. I brought it up to 3 on my stove, but not for very long, just to kind of get it going a little bit. And then as soon as I noticed it was simmering, I just put it way back down to 1. So, but look at this color. I'm actually really encouraged. Yeah. Now I still need to go ahead and choose some fiber and mordant my fiber. I did not really plan this very well, but the color is very encouraging, but I'm still very, very concerned why I cannot find any resources on this. It makes me really worried that it just doesn't work. So, all right, that is the update. I'm going to continue to let it simmer on low because I'm just up spinning, and when I go to bed in a little bit here, I will just turn the heat off and let it continue to soak in the water in the dye bath as it is cooling. Okay, so I have had these rhododendron blossoms soaking for a couple of days in the water. I had to prepare some yarn with a mordant. So I have this color, which, you know, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be straining all of the flowers into another dye pot. I got a second dye pot, finally. And so, yeah, I'm going to be kind of scooping these out and straining them and collecting the dye bath in my other dye pot. I'm just using the cup for now because it's too heavy to just pour in. And then when I get a bunch more out, I'll be able to just dump it through at the end. So this is a total experiment. As I said, I can't find anything that talks about dyeing with the flower part of the rhododendron bush, only the leaves. But as you can see, we do have color. I mean, there is color. So the question is, what color? Is it going to be a color that we're pleased with? Or is this going to be a total bust? I don't know. Okay, so all of the flowers have been strained from the dye bath. Now I am going to just kind of push them a little bit down to get whatever excess dye that I can. And all the color is drained from those rhododendrons. Okay, so here is our dye bath. Let's have a look at what color we have. So, I mean, there's definitely color. So what do we think it's gonna be? I'm guessing it's gonna be a yellow. That's my guess. We'll see if I am right. I think it's gonna be pretty pale no matter what, so maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, who knows? Time to add in the yarn and do its thing. Okay, it's time for the dip test. Let's see what happens when we put this in. So this is just some Lion brand Sock Ease, which is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. I'm so nervous. It's gonna happen. Oh, we're definitely gonna get color. But is it gonna be yellow or will it have a slight pinkish tint to it? I'm so curious. Or will it be maybe like a pale orange? No. Alright. So the next step is, after I put all the yarn in, we're going to move this over to the stove and we're going to simmer it. And that's when most of the color will be absorbed. I did mordant this yarn last night because I wanted to make sure that we got as much color to stick to this yarn as possible. See, it looks kind of pink in there, but when you pull it out, then it looks so pretty in there. Look at that. I don't know. I just don't know. Well, we're gonna find out. Okay, I've got all my yarn in this dye bath. I'm thinking it's gonna be yellow. I'm gonna lift this out for a second. Look at that. I'm thinking it's gonna be yellow. All right, let's go put it on the stove and get this simmering. So this isn't quite, we're just getting to the point where this is starting to simmer, and yeah, you can't see the color when there's all that steam. There we go. Check out the saturation of color we're getting from rhododendron. Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be successful. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be kind of a mustardy yellow. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I know it looks a little bit brown-ish, but when I first took this off, I was definitely seeing yellow. And there's the steam again. Okay. Okay, so this yarn has been simmering for an hour, and I'm going to remove it from the heat, but this is the color that we are looking at right now. Kind of a brownish yellow, so not too surprising. Okay, so I just took the rhododendron yarn out of the dye bath. So this is, I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit before rinsing on its own, but this is the color that we're getting. I'm pretty sure it's different from the oak that we did, but again, it's like a brown-ish, which is, I mean, I was expecting like a brown or a yellow or something. So I'll be interested to see what this looks like after rinsing. But this is, that's the dye bath from it. So there's still a lot of color in there, but I do not have really anything else to be dyeing with. So, and it's not like, I mean, it's a good color, I guess. It's a nice, interesting shade of brown. Should I get that? There we go. Orangish brown, something, I don't know. But, you know, not one that I'm gonna run out to try to reproduce anytime soon. So, not going to save the rest of the dye bath. I'm just going to go ahead and dispose of that, and then I'll be rinsing this yarn. Okay, so I've already rinsed the yarn just a little bit with plain water, but now I've got a bucket filled with water and I'm just going to add a little bit of pH neutral detergent to it. And I'm going to squeeze the soap through the yarn. You can see there's still a little bit of color coming out. This actually isn't a bad color. I've just been dyeing a lot of brown lately. I'm gonna just let this soak in here for a few minutes while I put my laundry in the dryer, and then I will come back. All right, I'm back. And now we're going to get rinsing. Little color in here still. Basically, I'm just going to keep rinsing this until all the soap is out of the yarn. There's actually quite a lot of depth of color for these rhododendron flowers. I was afraid that we would actually get something that was very, very pale. So this is what we've got. It's not a terrible color. Okay, so this is still very wet, but this is the rhododendron outdoors in the natural light. Still wet, so it's not dry yet at all. But I don't know if you can see on the camera. To me, it actually looks pretty yellow, but as I'm looking through my camera on my phone, it's looking pretty brown. So it's interesting. I wonder how it looks like over the grass here. You can see. It actually looks like a yellowish brown, kind of like a brownish mustard color. I don't know. Let's hold it in front of the dying rhododendrons over here. So those are the rhododendron flowers that I used to dye this yarn. They're not really blooming anymore. They're just kind of waiting to fall off the tree. So yeah, so this is the color that I got. It's still wet, so we'll see what it looks like when it dries. But rhododendron, rhododendron. Okay, see over here, you can kind of see that yellowish tinge that I am talking about. It's kind of weird how, depending on the angle, it looks like a different color. This is like the color as I'm seeing it with my eyes the best. And let's see how that transfers over there. See, it's hard to really get that color to show against the bush over there. But there we go. That's the most accurate color that I'm able to get as I see it. So we'll wait for it to dry all the way. Those are the rhododendron flowers on the bush. They're dead-ish. They're falling out. It's past season. But this is the color from rhododendron. Next to these fried rhododendron flowers.